Welcome to Bristol. It's Thursday, May the 6th, and it's voting day. The closest election in years is being decided in schools, town halls and voting centres around the country. Here in Bristol, agents are hoping that whatever the outcome of the election, it will lead to an increase in occupier confidence.
Our business is all about providing buildings for occupiers, whether they're shops, warehouses or offices. People only acquire new premises, and this is quite similar to the residential market, when they feel confident. What we need is business confidence, and we need a growing economy.
There is confidence across all sectors, albeit very fragile, and inquiries across all sectors, industrial offices and retail, seem to be increasing, and long may that continue.
Confidence of the occupiers has improved over the last 6 to 9 months. I think they feel that we're over the worst. There is generally a feeling within the market that actually now is the time to get the deal done.
In 2009, take-up was just half of the 10-year average for the city. Vacancy rates remain high. But with a flurry of lettings in Q1 and only 2 buildings of 65,000 square foot to complete this year, the diminishing supply pipeline is also causing concern.
But our projections suggest we'll have run out of new space by the end of, certainly middle of 2012.
And if somebody comes along and wants 50,000 square feet, there's actually at the moment only 2 or 3 buildings that can do it. And if you've got a 50,000 square footer that takes one of the buildings out, then suddenly you're down to Hobson's choice, which will ensure that headline rentals and incentives will come in very dramatically.
It'll take a little bit longer for developers to be more confident to do speculative development, possibly in respect of having part of the properties pre-let. But I think it'll be a little while, possibly another year, 18 months, before developers will develop speculatively.
Bristol has a number of detailed consents, which I think they will be dusted off. But going back to the other point on finance, if less people can get funding and some finance, then your chance of many speculative buildings will be limited, I think, not just Bristol or elsewhere.
So you are starting speculatively here at Finzel's Reach in Bristol. Is that a sign of the market picking up? It's a courageous move, surely.
Some have said so. Our view is that, and we've looked at it very carefully, obviously, it's a measured response to where we see the market going. Bristol is an unusual market. It's never been oversupplied, and the demand profile is such against the supply profile that actually now is quite the right time to be doing this.
The planning system desperately needs reform, and I think all the parties are talking about it. I'm not sure any of them have quite come up with the right solution yet. The idea of third-party appeal sounds a little bit scary. I'm not sure how thought through that is.
I think it's important to ensure that the fragile confidence that has returned to the property sector is maintained after the election. Everybody's obviously concerned going in about the level of public sector debt and the exposure to bad loans, which have been experienced by most of the larger banks, some of which have been nationalised. But the important thing is, whether it's a coalition or a Labour or a Conservative government, is to keep that confidence in the economy going.
I think the developers are looking for any form of cost cutting, any form of saving as possible. Obviously, stamp duty, if they could reduce that, it's a very major part of the development appraisals. So again, any form of a cost reduction for an appraisal would go a long way to kickstart the market.
It will be about stability and availability of finance, both development finance and crucially house purchaser finance. Those sort of things have to be got on an even keel without a doubt.
We will beginning dusting off plans for 1 or 2 projects in the not too distant future.
And we'll leave it on that optimistic note here in Bristol. This was the final EGTV pre-election report. Don't forget to vote.